Nobody saw this coming. Everything may have just changed for the most dangerous man in Port Charles. This could be the biggest mistake of someone's life. We are talking about a lie that has been buried for over 2 decades. A lie so massive, so destructive, that it threatens to tear down the very foundation of the families we know and love. Imagine hiding a child for 22 years. Imagine looking a lethal enforcer in the eyes and lying to his face for decades, knowing that one day the truth would inevitably claw its way out of the dark. You think you know the history of Port Charles? You think you know who belongs to who? Think again. We are standing on the edge of a cliff, and someone is about to push us all over. The fallout is going to be biblical. Let us start the domino effect with Jason Morgan. He just made his highly anticipated return to Port Charles, but he is a changed man. The WSB captivity broke something deep inside him, or maybe it finally fixed something that was always broken. He walked right up to Sonny Corinthos, the man he has bled for, killed for, and died for, and he quit. He is officially done with the mob. He is prioritizing his son, Danny. He is prioritizing Jake. He wants to be a father. He wants to be present. But leaving the mob creates a massive vacuum. Nature hates a vacuum. And when Jason stepped away from the violence, he inadvertently opened the door for a completely different kind of chaos. Because Jason left the organization, he suddenly had time to examine his personal life. And what he saw was a disaster. Here is where things get messy. Britt Westbourne thought she had a chance. She genuinely believed that Jason coming home meant they could pick up right where they left off. She thought she was his endgame. She was dead wrong. Jason shut her down completely. Remember that tense reunion at General Hospital? The moment where Britt unleashed her fury and slapped Jason across the face, that was not just anger, that was the sound of a door slamming shut forever. Jason does not want to be involved with Britt anymore. If you ask me, Britt only brought him pain. She brought him chaos, complications, and heartache. And let's not forget Britt's recent medical crisis. She thought she was dying of Huntington's disease, only to find out it was a cruel trick orchestrated by Ross Cullum and Jen Sidwell. During that entire nightmare, where was Jason? He wasn't rushing to her side. He wasn't holding her hand. Jason made a cold, calculated, and final choice. He is walking away from her. And that changes everything. It severs his last real romantic tie in Port Charles, leaving him completely detached. But that's not even the biggest surprise. Jason has decided he is completely done with love. He is swearing off women entirely. He looks at his past, looks at the danger he brings, and he thinks he is toxic. He believes that anyone who gets close to him ends up in the crossfire, bleeding out on the pavement. So he is building a fortress around himself. Just him, Danny, and Jake. A quiet life, a safe life. He thinks he can just exist in the shadows, fixing motorcycles and being a part-time dad. But guys, this is Port Charles. Nobody gets a quiet life. You do not just get to walk away from the drama. Jason's decision to isolate himself is the exact trigger that is going to bring his past roaring back to life. He is not going to be alone for long. Guys, this is where it gets interesting. What if I told you there is a missing piece to Jason's puzzle? A piece from his past that is about to crash into his present with the force of a freight train. We have to go all the way back to the 1990s. The golden era of Port Charles. Jason and Robin Scorpio. They had a history. They had a deep, undeniable, soul-binding connection. They officially ended things a long time ago. They walked their separate path. Robin built a life, and Jason built a body count. But did they really end it? What if the history books are lying to us? What if the official story is just a cover-up for the greatest scandal this town has ever seen? What happened next? Maybe even worse. My theory, Jason and Robin never truly stopped seeing each other. They kept it a secret. A dirty, hidden, explosive secret behind everyone's backs. While the rest of the town thought they were just friends who shared a tragic past, they were actually hooking up in the shadows. They were stealing moments in the dark, and then the unthinkable happened. Robin got pregnant, but she couldn't tell Jason. She looked at his life, the guns, the enemies, the constant threat of death, and she made a choice. She couldn't tie him down or bring an innocent child into his dangerous mob world. So she lied. She lied to Jason. She lied to her family. She lied to the entire world. And then everything spiraled. Enter Emma Scorpio Drake. We all know Emma. We all love Emma. She is currently 22 years old, living her life, completely oblivious to the storm that is brewing. She has always been known as the daughter of Patrick Drake and Robin Scorpio. That is the established truth, right? It is written on her birth certificate. It is accepted by everyone. Wrong. What if the writers are about to flip the script entirely? What if Emma is not Patrick's daughter? Look at the timeline. Look at Emma's age. 22 years old. It perfectly aligns with a secret gap in the timeline, a window of opportunity where Robin and Jason could have crossed lines they promised never to cross. Let us look at the cold, hard fact. Patrick Drake is dead. With Patrick permanently out of the picture, the door is wide open for a massive, canvas-altering rewrite. Patrick's death wasn't just a tragedy. It was a convenient way to keep a horrifying secret buried forever. Think about Patrick's legacy at General Hospital. He was a brilliant surgeon, a beloved father, and a man who dedicated his life to healing. And Robin tainted all of it. Robin has been carrying this massive lie for 22 years. She let Patrick believe Emma was his flesh and blood. She let Patrick raise another man's child, completely unaware of the betrayal happening right under his nose. She let Jason believe he only had Danny and Jake, completely depriving him of a daughter. She manipulated the timeline. She covered her tracks with surgical precision. She committed the ultimate betrayal against the two men she claimed to love the most. Why would Robin do this? Fear. Pure, unadulterated, paralyzing fear. She knew Jason's lifestyle was a literal death sentence. She wanted to protect her baby girl from the bullets, the bombs, and the enemies that constantly circled Jason Morgan. But secrets like this never stay buried. They rot. They fester. They eat away at you until you have nothing left. And eventually, they explode. Robin is about to make a shocking, highly anticipated return to Port Charles. And let me tell you, she is not coming back for a friendly visit. She is not coming back to grab a coffee at Kelly's. She is coming back because the guilt is finally crushing her, and she has to confess. She is coming back to drop the bomb. Imagine the sheer terror in Robin's eyes when she finally has to confront Jason. Imagine the look on Jason's face when Robin stands in front of him, looks him dead in the eye, and tells him the absolute truth. Imagine Jason realizing he missed 22 years of his daughter's life. He missed her first step. He missed her first word. He missed her graduation. He missed every single milestone because Robin decided to play God with their lives. Jason's vow to stay away from women? His vow to live a quiet life? It won't matter. It is all gonna burn to ash. He will be tied to Robin forever through Emma, and the hatred and betrayal he will feel might actually break him. But wait, it gets crazier. Think about Emma. Emma is currently living her absolute best life. She is hanging out at the Metro Court pool, soaking up the sun. She is dating Giovanni Palmieri, the talented musician who just rescued Drew Kane from drowning. She is discussing her bright, beautiful future with Gio. And suddenly, without any warning, her entire identity is going to be violently ripped away from her. The man she mourned, the man she called dad her whole life, Patrick, not her father. A complete biological lie. The cold, lethal, emotionally distant mob enforcer she barely knows, that is her real dad. How does a 22-year-old girl process that? She doesn't. She shatters. This is going to trigger a massive, uncontrollable chain reaction. Emma is going to spiral completely out of control. Gio is going to be caught right in the crossfire of her massive identity crisis, and it might destroy the relationship just as his music career is taking off. And what about Anna Devane? Anna is Emma's grandmother. Anna is the police chief of Port Charles. Did Anna know? Guys, if Anna knew about this and kept this from Jason Morgan for 22 years, Jason might literally burn the PCPD to the ground. Anna is already struggling with severe mental health issues. She is hallucinating Peter August, her dead psychotic son, who is constantly whispering poison into her ear. She is on the verge of a total psychological breakdown. This revelation about Emma's true paternity will push Anna over the absolute edge. Peter's ghost might just use this exact moment of weakness to push Anna into doing something deadly. The betrayals are stacking up. Jason wanted a quiet life to focus on Danny. Instead, he is about to inherit a 22-year-old daughter who is going to absolutely despise him. She will hate the violence he represents, or maybe, just maybe, she will hate Robin for lying to her. The fallout is going to destroy this entire family dynamic. Jason left the mob to find peace, but Robin is bringing a full-scale emotional war right to his front door. Jason cannot shoot his way out of this one. He cannot intimidate a DNA test. He is trapped in a nightmare of Robin's making. And the worst part, he will realize that the family he was so desperate to protect was fractured from the very beginning. Nobody is ready for this reunion. Nobody is prepared for the collateral damage. Robin returning to Port Charles is going to set off alarms across the entire city. Jason demanding answers, his icy exterior cracking under the weight of a 2-decade betrayal. Emma caught right in the middle of a toxic, decades-old lie, forced to choose between the mother who lied to her and the lethal father she never knew. The history between Jason and Robin is going to ignite all over again, but this time, it won't be love. It will be pure, unadulterated fury. Love, hate, betrayal, and revenge. It is all crashing together at maximum speed, and there are no brakes on this train. And this brings us to the ultimate question. When Robin finally looks Jason in the eye, when she finally opens her mouth and says the words that will change history forever, what will he do? Will he embrace the daughter he never knew, or will he turn his back on both of them? A massive secret is about to be exposed. A legacy family is about to be shattered into a million pieces. A master plan of deception is about to collapse under its own weight. Jason Morgan thought he was finally free. He thought he could finally breathe. But his nightmare is just beginning.
Goodbye. Please like, subscribe, and comment on the GH Spoilers Daily channel.